Okay, hey y'all, welcome back. Another episode of Doobie and Pins, again with your hosts, Jen and Rob. I just wanted to get into, a couple of things that, are going around. And starting with,
Hold up. Hold up. Excuse me. Let me start with a disclaimer for the audience. We are not in the same room, so I have no idea if I say something crazy, I won't get that look. So I apologize to everyone listening if I say something sideways.
Yes. This time around, yes, this is virtual. Rob is out of town at the moment.
I'm down in Virginia Beach, the Atlantic city of the South, minus the casinos and good food. So
yeah,
struggling folks.
Yeah, so hopefully he can catch a cue. I don't know how, one way or another, but yeah, just I guess we'll just start off with Tuskegee University putting out a dress code policy, banning, I believe it's bonnets, durags. Rob, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's bonnets, durags, and pajamas or like sleepwear.
Yeah, and bedroom slippers. I think you said it was no slides, durags, and bonnets. Oh my, something like that.
Right. Yeah. So. Yeah.
So exactly what it is, and it's not really new. I think it's just more they're reinforcing it. So it's like no bedroom slippers, durags, bonnets, or revealing clothing in class or the cafeteria. And if you attend any sort of like professional or business meetings on campus,
like a job fair.
Yeah, you're supposed to wear suits and appropriate footwear. Basically, you're supposed to dress like you're supposed to.
Right. So, to your point, I don't think it's anything. It's obviously nothing new. Dress codes for schools, universities. I mean, even middle school has a dress code. So nothing new here. It's just unfortunate that I think things were getting so out of hand that it actually had to be said, put down in writing and reinforced.
Yeah, well, I need to ask you as our, resident social media participant, what is the big deal online, like on socials? Like, what are people?
I think most people are for it. Are saying that no, you should. It's never been. It's like a lot of people, even in the Black community, will say, "Hey, I don't know about y'all, but my mother always told me, don't you ever leave the house. Never mind school. Don't you ever leave the house, looking like you just rolled out of bed. You represent yourself, self-respect, you represent your family. Like, that's not a new thing. So a lot of people are for it, but I think a lot of people are looking at this as, some people, I shouldn't say a lot, I don't know. Some people are looking at it as this an attack on Black culture.
Yeah,
like, is this anti-Black, and it's sort of just like, what are we talking about with this being anti-Black? It's not. I tire of this idea that Black people, ghetto means that it's Black. And that if you're taking pride in how you look or saying, I want to represent myself a certain way, somehow that's a white standard. And it's sort of like, I'm not quite sure why we keep having that line in the sand or a division of this is Black and this is white. No, some things are just American. It is the culture. And it's not even just here. Like, that's business culture no matter where you go.
Well, I think that, and again, I don't know, but if I was to play devil's advocate, I would assume it has something more to do with the idea that, like, on any college campus or university, right, like, kids roll out of bed and go to class. You know what I mean? Like, whether, they're wearing sweats or leggings or shorts and, thong flip-flops and things of that nature. So I could see how black kids would be like, well, we're doing the same thing as them. We're just doing it our way. I think where where it's probably gotten out of hand is like our inability as a people to, be comfortable saying to our kids like time and place, right? Like, yeah, if you're going to a bio seminar, 150 kids in the class, and you have on your, sweatpants and your slides, like not a big deal. But like the fact that they had to specifically say, if you're going to like a formal event, a business event or something, dress appropriately. I mean, that is a bit of a difference of, people being like overly hood. I won't call it ghetto because it's not ghetto, but like.
But I think something that maybe we are perhaps just generationally, age-wise, a little removed from, so maybe we don't quite understand because it's a world or a time that we didn't come up in. But I can say just from what I see, and I'm sorry, I do believe that the bonnet wearing and that has gotten out of Like, well, it is not. Yeah, but
everywhere. Like when we were
but who's really still wearing durags because you're trying to get waves?
I mean, you're either wearing it to get waves or to protect your braids, right? Like who's wearing it?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is you're outside now. What are you protecting your hair from?
Well, I don't want to get dressed. Right?
Well, like, it's again, not. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is taking the bonnet off your head is not getting dressed. Doing your hair is not getting dressed. That's just getting yourself ready to walk out.
I mean, I don't know about the bonnet thing because I think that's weird.
But even a durag thing, like, what are you protecting your hair from?
There was a time when wearing a durag was like wearing a hat.
And that's the problem, right? The problem.
That's a problem. I don't think that's a problem. I mean, don't wear a do-rag to a career fair or to a convocation or something like that. But like, if he can wear his hat backwards in class, I should be able to wear a do-rag. Like, I don't think that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You kind of lose me there. It's like with the slides, right? Like, if people can wear flip-flops,
I'm trying to say is I think what perhaps we cannot understand is to what you're saying is how far it must have gone. Where it's not just something that you do sometimes or whatever. Now it has become commonplace.
Well, is it that, or is it if a teacher, a particular professor has a no hat rule, and when you walk in, instead of just taking your do-rag or bonnet off, you're acting ignorant. So they had to say, okay, well, now you can't wear them at all, right? Because we do that too, right? Like we take things too far sometimes, right? As a matter of habit, and in some ways, in trying to prove some type of toughness or autonomy or we're in control. Where like, hey, if you walk in Professor Patrick's class and she's like, take your hat off, just take your fucking hat off. There's no need for a scene.
Yeah.
Like, so I guess, like, for me, it's, like, I'm not totally aligned with the, like, class and cafeteria thing because, again, on any campus all across the country, kids are rolling out of bed for those 8:30.
Okay, so what I'm trying to, okay,
looking like they just rolled out of bed. But the fact that they have to say, if you're going to a business event, dress business appropriate, that sounds to me like an opportunity to educate kids who maybe come from backgrounds and from areas where they just don't understand that because they haven't been taught.
So you keep saying, you keep referring to it as kids, or whatever, rolling out of bed. How often should you look like you just rolled out of bed?
It's college. Like, remember, go back to college. Like, if you think about, like, again, if we
yeah, when I had an 8 a.m. bio class, I put on sweatpants and a t-shirt, but I didn't.
And slides. You used to rock those Adidas slides everywhere. You never put on shoes, right? So you're drawing the line at like neck above. I didn't. But
here's what
my hair and I put earrings on. That's what you were taught at home. But what I'm trying
to say is when we walked out with the sweatpants and the slides, you still walked out with some sort of purpose in how you looked. I don't know how to explain it because it was kind of just the vibe, the college vibe, but you didn't look like you just literally could go right back to.
I don't agree with that. And again,
So you think we looked back then? Girls looked like they could have literally just went back to bed.
Yeah, they had on big baggy
Rob, no, we didn't. We did not walk around looking like we could just go again. A scarf on your head. No, people were not walking around with scarves and bonnets. No.
Hold on. That's why I just said you're distinguishing neck up, right? Okay.
Sweatpants. Okay, we've decided. Hey, we decided that sweatpants. You could sleep. I never had pajamas, okay? So sweatpants were what we slept in. What I'm saying is sweatpants are considered outside wear. The fact that we use them to sleep is different, but they're considered clothes that you can wear outside. But if you're walking around campus with Cookie Monster fucking fleece pajama pants and a bonnet on your head,
Again, so is it the bonnet? Is it just the bonnet?
I think to what you said earlier is where you're just trying to teach some sort of professional.
Yeah, for professional settings.
But even still, it's kind of just okay. At what point do you say, all right, we're breaking down a little too much? With standards of how you just carry yourself.
Okay, again,
you are a fan. You are a fan of you look a certain way. You're gonna behave a certain way. You're gonna be
my man.
Right. That shit. Right. So that still stands.
Yeah, and I get that, but are we saying that culturally, as Black people in America, we need to teach our children still? It's okay. Still. To have you have to do twice as good, right? Like we were taught. So there needs to be a different standard for us than there is for what white kids can do when they go to class at college.
Okay, so you go to
because my durag.
You go to
his dirty, tore up, nasty hat that he wears backwards. It's equivalent. Culturally, it's equivalent, right? So it's okay for them, but not for us, and that's okay if it is. Is it the same thing? Would he sleep with that hat on? To me, it's the same thing.
Would he sleep with that hat on?
He very well might pass out.
Rob, please, ain't nobody. Deliberately, you go to bed with that on your head.
It doesn't matter if he sleeps with it. It's what he wants to wear out in public. It's what he wants to wear. What he feels comfortable.
So, are you telling me it's not just what he's comfortable wearing on his head?
It is. He doesn't want to brush his hair. He doesn't want to wash his hair. So he just throws this hat on. Right? So, I'm just saying, again, I'm not arguing. I'm just asking, are we still there in society where it is not?
So what I'm asking you
we have to do better. It's okay if it is. But that's
I disagree with the idea that that's telling you that you have to do better than your white counterpart.
So to me, that's what it sounds like, because if he can go to class doing just throwing his hat on and those, beat up thong slides and a pair of lacrosse shorts and a dirty t-shirt, I'm wrong because I have on my slides and a durag. That to me just seems, again, the bonnet thing, I don't know, because we didn't do bonnets back in the day, and I think it's weird when dudes wear bonnets anyway. Like, it just, you know what I mean? But and maybe it's different for women and for girls. I don't know. But again, like, I fully support the, like, dress for the occasion. If you're going to business things, like, you should, like, if you like that's ridiculous. Don't show up to a convocation or to a career fair with a durag on and
so
that's not appropriate.
Okay, so if
right?
if college, wait, hold on.
Like,
if college is to prepare you for the real world,
it's I don't know that it is.
It should be. It should be.
But I don't know that that's what it is. So again, you're talking about your personal standards and expectations versus the greater.
So you're saying essentially you think this policy change is stupid.
No, I think it's sad that they had to identify the business setting and, you know, meetings type of thing. But as far as going to class, like, unless it's a distraction to the learning process.
Do you feel like someone's coming fully prepared and ready to go? Again, if you're going off of how you dress, is how you will perform, is how you feel.
In a fucking 3-piece suit. If I'm not there to take notes, pay attention, and be engaged, doesn't matter what I have on. Right?
So then what is your philosophy? Then explain your philosophy behind look good, feel good, work like it all goes together. What doesn't matter then?
The setting. No, it's in the setting. Like,
that philosophy of yours starts with look good.
A college classroom is not that setting. We both know that college is more about what you do with the time and the access. You can never go to class and hit the books and do great, like, yada, 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 and get more out of college than someone who goes to class every day, sits in the front of the room, and never reads a book.
So
I don't know that college class is the place to have that discussion, right? It's not like, again, I'm not saying go to a job not dressed for the next job. I'm not saying, like...
But what I'm trying to say is if you're doing this every day, all day...
Because to me, because here's the thing, because in what setting then, if we're talking about college classes, like, wearing sweatpants and sneakers, that makes you more prepared for class than...
Let me you say what you want. I mean, we can all pretend. Again, we can speak of the world as it should be, and we can talk about the world as it is.
So again, so what we're talking about then really is the fact that Black kids still need to do better than white kids to be taken seriously and to have a chance. Just admit it.
So admit this to me. Admit this to me. Wait a second. Wait a minute. Because no one's going to.
We all did. What are you talking about?
Girls are not. I can guarantee you. I don't know, but I would bet. Rob, you're not listening to me. You're not listening. I'm not talking about what you would just wear at that age. I'm not saying that these kids are going around getting up every day dressed to the nines. No, nobody does that in college. We already understand.
Regular clothes.
We already understand that it's a very relaxed environment. We get that. The problem is now we're getting so relaxed. You say what you want to. Again, we can differ on this, but you're sitting here telling me that if you went into any, even if it's not that professional of a business, a bodega versus another store, and you go in there and the cashier has a bonnet on.
No, what do I care? They're a cashier.
No. You could say what I hear what you're saying.
I might clown them because, like, I think dudes wearing bonnets are funny. But what does that? That's my personal preference about what you look like. I'm not judging your character or your ability to ring up my sandwich.
You are delusional if you think that how we look is not what is taken first and foremost in someone's impression of you. Stop.
This is more about the fact that Black kids still have to do better twice. And I'm okay with that. That's the world I grew up in.
Well, I don't understand why that has to be doing better. I don't know why it's seen that way.
Because it's not expected anywhere. It's not expected at University of Maryland. There's no dress code. for what you wear to class. And and like me and him already.
Maybe it's not out of hand like it is. I don't know.
You'll probably get dressed the first couple of days, and then you'll realize, what am I doing this for? And you'll just throw on the same sweatpants and some slides, and you'll roll to class.
Again, I could not begin to tell you.
Just like we did.
I could not begin to tell you what they look like on average on any campus across the board.
We just did a bunch of visits. I did a bunch of visits with them, and they look exactly like we did when we were in college.
You mean no bonnets?
No, kids had bonnets. Some kids, like, it's a style thing. Like, some kids would, like, so we're picking on the black style, and that's okay.
What is the okay, let's say we're talking about female. Okay, we're talking females alone. What's the white female equivalent to the bonnet?
Wet, not done hair. Wet. So what? She showed up with wet, Raggedy Ann looking hair. Like, that's
okay,
like
she just got out of the shower and her hair is
not prepared to succeed. You should be coming up there, hair pulled back, tight in a ponytail, or blow dry. So then, what does it matter if hold on, no, I can show up looking disheveled. I just can't show up with a certain type of headgear on. That's what we're saying. So I can be completely disheveled.
People are completely disheveled at college. Rob, we describe people as disheveled at the hospital. Trust me, you look terrible if you're disheveled. Okay, like stop.
All right, I know.
You're not.
I mean, like now that college kids don't look. They're not about to do anything. Like, college kids look like they're not about to do anything but chill.
There's a difference between looking like you're in chill mode versus looking disheveled.
All right. Well, whatever it is, at the end
disheveled
of the day,
means you're not even meeting hygiene standards.
To me, again, we're going with the hospital technical terms, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, let's stop pretending like 90% of kids, to the point where if someone comes to class dressed, they stand out.
I will give you
dressed, they stand.
I will give you that saying a kid can come in with thong sandals, but saying another kid can't wear slides is crazy.
Right, so your beef is neck up. Your beef is about the bonnet. Your beef is with the bonnet. Because you don't
pajamas.
Like it in the airport. You don't like
I can't stand that. I can't stand it.
That's your thing. But if I'm going on vacation, why can't I dress like I want to dress? But that's what I'm saying. That's just your personal. It is, yeah, sure, personal.
Okay, you can say that, but it goes it goes to me. First of all, bonnets and
it's niggerish, and you don't like that shit.
Whatever you want to call it, bonnets.
Yeah, that's fair. Just call it what it is.
But I don't care. Listen, it is
it's more than that. That's all I'm saying.
It is a bedroom attire. I don't even like putting on a bonnet in front of you.
You don't. You personally don't. But what are we defining as bedroom attire? You wear shorts to bed. There's plenty of girls who go out in public with those same shorts.
Have you ever seen me go out with the shorts that I sleep in?
So you're talking about your personal preferences. Like that.
Because I'm sorry, there should be bedroom and outside attire. I don't give a shit.
But there isn't though. But there currently is not.
Well, maybe that's the problem, and it needs to go.
Maybe, but so that's what I'm saying. Like, I have, again, with this dress code or any dress code, I have no problem with it if it's appropriate to the setting. Right, but when we go to a point where we're identifying one group over another, I just think we should say
to tell you right now, if I was a college professor, I absolutely would be addressing my female students saying,
wear this
enough with this bullshit.
When you show up at the airport looking like this, TSA looks at you different, the cops look at you different, the people you're going to be treated
anyone would look at you different.
Just say that then. Just say that. I don't think it is. I think it's we don't do a good enough job of saying, hey, this is not really based on what we necessarily believe in. This is based on societal constructs and how you will be still treated in America as a second-class citizen or less than if you look a certain way. Period.
There's plenty. Hey, here's another thing. Bonnets have gotten so popular that a lot of white girls use them too. I don't like them on anyone.
So, okay, you don't like them.
Take that.
All right, that's your personal preference. I don't think personal preferences should dictate to the masses what's appropriate or not.
Well, guess what? Every school has a right. Every institution, every organization has a right to enforce their policies. Right.
Transfer, go somewhere.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, call it what it is. That's all.
What was that case? Was it a couple of years ago where they tried to tell that kid he had to cut his dreads to graduate? Yeah. No, get the fuck out of here with that. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know what that chiming sound is.
Oh, that's probably something with the recording.
Oh, well, I don't know if it's audible, but either way, I completely disagree with that because now you are attacking.
So how do you distinguish
my identity? You're attacking.
Well, how do you distinguish between cultural and stylistic identity?
Bonnet is not a fucking stylistic identity. That's you being a bum.
What? How? All right, man. That's
to me. That's bum culture, and you need to stop.
All right, well.
Usually, hey, if I'm you, I don't say what you want. Anyone in the world, you are being judged one way or another. First and foremost, on how you look. That is the first thing anyone sees is how you look, and then I'm going to determine based off of how you.
Does that go for slut attire too?
Well, we already know that, yes.
Oh, all right.
Again, we're not talking about the world as it should be. We're talking about it as it is.
Right. So then that's all I'm saying is it should be that is what should be communicated.
But I don't think I think it's wrong to say that we're attacking black culture. Bonnets are not black culture. It's bum culture.
To you, it's bum culture. You're deciding it's bum culture.
To me, it is.
So all right. So what? So locks and braids are different. Gold fronts, baggy.
To talk about locks and braids and go to gold fronts.
Yo,
what?
What do you mean? What
locks and braids? That's your hair that comes. What?
All right. What do you mean? But I choose to wear that as my style.
There's only but so many things you can do with your hair.
It's a reflection of my style.
Listen, if we're talking about natural, we're talking about natural style. We're talking about natural hairdos.
This is all stuff.
I don't see how you put. I'm sorry. I don't see how you're putting dreads and braids in the same category as fucking gold fronts.
Not everybody who wears dreads is a fucking rasta. A lot of niggas do that shit just because they like the way it looks.
It's a hairstyle. What does that have to do with gold fronts?
It's about a style. It's a style. It's what I want to represent as my style.
Well, good luck getting a job with gold fronts.
I want tats what do you mean
Good job getting a job with gold
what
fronts.
Job I want. Depends what job I want.
Well, you better have some skills.
So I want to go to school and do HVAC. I can do HVAC with gold fronts. I could work in the car shop with gold fronts. That's what I'm saying. You are.
I'm trying to say is those are not the same type of styling. Is all I'm saying. To say someone who would choose to wear dreads and someone who wears gold fronts, stop. That's not the same.
No.
ridiculous.
Yes, it is. No, it's not. It's absolutely the fucking same.
To say that someone who would choose to wear braids or dread is the same as gold fronts?
Yeah, why not? It is a style I choose to wear.
Okay.
You might not like it. It might not be something you would
What would you do if one of the kids came up to you and they started wearing gold fronts? What would you say? Stop.
What do you mean, what would I say? I'd be like, no, what do you do? That's your style. You got it, so you know. Again, I say about what you're limiting yourself to. Yeah, you can go work in investment banking with gold fronts, but you can absolutely go fucking do HVAC if that's your style. Like, what do you, like, again, like, what are we talking of? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, nah, I'm not saying that those decisions don't, again, cast a certain perception and don't limit opportunities behind closed doors, but depending upon what you want to do with your life. What's the difference between that and having a sleeve tattoo or tattoos on your hands or on your neck or whatever, or piercings? Like, all of that shit is stylistic to the individual and in some places to the group. So it's okay to have a eyebrow piercing and
you could say, okay, stop. You could say what you want, but the take on tattoos has changed a lot over the years.
No.
But it has changed. I see way
with a short sleeve shirt hang out on the weekend.
I see way more people in regular settings with visible tattoos. It changed a lot.
So they changed what was acceptable. Like, right? Like, just.
But to your point, there are certain rooms you still will be excluded from.
Okay, then
that's not going to change, and it doesn't matter if you're white or black.
You have the choice. You can choose that, though. That's what part of being in America, an American is, and your Bill of Rights and all that bullshit is. You can choose, and yeah, there may be, quote unquote consequences to it, but it's just your style, whatever it is. Like, very little that the average American does has anything to do with, like, religion or something like that. Like, right? It's style.
Neither here nor there. I don't think it is necessarily an attack on Black culture. I think it's an attack on a standard that is expected.
Okay. To me, it doesn't add up because, like, you're not any more prepared for class in sweatpants than you are in a bonnet. Like, that, to me, it doesn't, like, if you're saying every day to class you have, like, a John Carroll uniform, hey, from now on, when you show up to class, you got to have on slacks, closed-toed shoes, and a fucking polo or button-down or a pullover, because we want you to show up prepared for class to present yourself, ... Cool. But if you're just picking out 2 or 3 things and everything else goes, it seems a little intentional, in that way more than preparing me for anything. So I just think they should say.
What I'll just end it by saying is specifically the bonnet thing that aggravates me. For me.
Yeah, for you. Right.
And pajamas. I can't stand that. I cannot stand when I see a female out in public with a bonnet. You know what? I might even excuse the airport thing because you might have a long flight.
Right.
And okay, I might excuse that. I'm talking about every day. Just you walk out the house and this is like an outfit for you.
I'm just saying, looking like a bum is a lot of things more than just pajama bottoms and a bonnet. So it's
what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is, I get what I'm saying is, I think that it has gotten out of hand, and I really don't. You can say what you want.
You know what I got out of hand? Motherfuckers wearing fucking flip flops everywhere. To me,
you're right.
Right? Nobody's saying anything about that. There's no questions about what type of person you are because you wear flip-flops. There's no questions about if you're ready for this or to be taken. Any of that shit. Any of it. Thong flip-flops, slides, Birkenstocks, fucking closed Birkenstocks with your whole heel out. Exactly. Because to you, that's what they wore at Berkshire and they're upper class and they're above the rest. So Birkenstocks rock. Yeah, exactly. Right. So Birkenstocks rock. Right. So that's where, like, to me, how can you go out in public as a man in fucking flip flops? Like, you're not prepared for the world. And to me, as a man, you're not prepared for a world in flip flops. You're subject to be taken. Types of things. Right, but we're not identifying that. So again, I just think it's just like, hey, everybody, yes, that's what it is. Call it what the fuck it is. It is specifically toning down Black cultural aspects so that you can assimilate better. And if that's preparing you for the real world, hey, we still live in a white world. So depending upon where you want to go work and what you want to do, you need to.
But what I'm trying to say
that's
is
what it's about.
What I'm trying to say is, why do we
because
still...
we're not telling you. What do you mean?
Why are we still? Is it something that we just keep doing, or, like, in other words, I hear you on certain levels, but white people do expect other whites to have a standard as well.
Yeah, well, okay. Well,
so what I'm trying to say is, why does it always have to be white, and it's just not what we've decided? But it's the world.
That's the world.
You can't go to Japan and walk into a fucking business and think you're gonna get a job with a bonnet on your fucking head.
Nobody should go anywhere with the. That's why the first thing I said is I'm 100% aligned with teaching the kids to be appropriately dressed when they're going to.
Even what I'm trying to say is, never mind that. Even I bet you what I'm trying to say is, it's probably not a standard in other countries as well. When you go to their university or colleges, I understand that, but I don't know. What I'm trying to say is, we keep saying this is an American white thing.
If I went to Alabama University and walked into any class, 3 kids in there will look like they're dressed for success, and they'll stand out.
That's not what I'm. That's not. We already decided. We've already explained that, yes, college kids just generally are casual dress down crew. We get that. And that's accepted. I don't expect kids to come to school dressed up and come to class dressed up. I understand that, but at the same time, is there no line to be drawn as to how ridiculous you look?
To who? Right? Like,
I think it just comes down to just caring about how you present yourself walking out into the world.
I'm more concerned about how hard you're studying, if you're engaged in class, and if you're getting what you should get from college than what you dress like when you go to class. That's just me.
I mean, but I guess I tire from the idea that if you're meeting it's a white thing. It's a white standard. Yeah, of course we know the history of things and we understand where they, but at some point we have to just say, no, there are plenty of Black people who are aligned with that. And not because they're coons, because they're trying to.
See, that's the thing. I didn't say it was a white standard. What I said was,
yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I said we don't hold the white kids to the same standard. I didn't say that. What do you mean by the Black kids have to work twice as hard than because they aren't free. They're allowed to look like bums as long as they look like the white kid bums. They can't be Black.
So it's a white standard.
Bums. No, it's not a white standard. It's just you have to embrace their culture if you're going to do it. You can't have your own culture.
So a white standard.
Sure, call it that. But that's what it is. Then that is what it is. Because it's okay to look like a bum.
And you know what? I'll take it even further. And you want to call it what it is? Let's call it what it is. You want to know what's wrong with gold fronts? Your drug dealing rappers wear those. You want to know what's wrong with bonnets? Your ghetto ass chicks that you see in these team takeovers and these fights and shit or whatever. That's what I see the Black female in a bonnet doing. Okay, right. So unfortunately, when I see that, that's what I say. And it's not the white person's fault. that's the case. That's a culture that's an impression. That's a culture that black people have created on their fucking own.
Yeah, but it didn't say that.
And so I don't blame a white person for looking at that and saying, okay, all right.
Call it exactly what the fuck it is.
I'm only saying that because I don't know what Tuskegee University put it out there as. But what I'm saying is that is what it is. I'm sorry. I see those girls, whatever, and I'm thinking, get your fucking shit together.
Okay.
I'll never forget way back.
And that's why, and I think that's why people take affront to it the way, and I don't know, I'm guessing, right? Like, I haven't done a ton of research. I haven't gone and interviewed kids on campus and did a survey. But I imagine that the reason people feel that way is because no one is saying that. They're pitching it with a bullshit reason, right? That everyone can see through instead of just calling it what the fuck it is.
Well, I'll call it what the fuck it is. The bottom line is that attire is associated with a certain behavior, a certain mentality, and no one created that shit but black people. I cannot blame the white man for the fact that we still have rappers, whatever, gold teeth doing whatever, talking all kinds of bitches, drugs, this or whatever, all kind of crazy shit. No, it's not the white people's fault that black girls are fucking twerking, shaking their ass, doing whatever. Give me that dick. I'll swallow this. I'll do that. But fucking, no, that's not their fault. And so say what you want, black, white, purple, brown, whatever. When you see people in a certain outfit, a certain attire, you automatically, now they may prove you wrong should you take the time to get to know them. But you are not going to sit here and tell me that your average dude is looking at chicks in pajamas and fucking bonnets and being like, yeah, I'm trying to get with that. No. Because she doesn't fucking look good.
Well, I'm glad it only took 43 minutes for you to come around and just call it what it is.
I mean, yeah, I said from the beginning.
That's fair. But that's fair, because I think that's the problem. I think, and again, I'm not on the social medias and all of those things, but these types of conversations have come up amongst black people, other minorities, time and time again when anything is pointed out or isolated. So I get the gist of it. I just don't tell me it's about preparing kids for the future without saying, well, what we're trying to do is change the way that you're perceived in society, not
what bothers me about that is this idea that if I perceive you that way, that means I'm attacking black culture. That shit is not black culture. That is a certain culture of a subset of black people. But that shit is not representative of the general black culture. Absolutely the fuck not. That is a subset, and I am sorry you walk out looking that way. You're going to be perceived that way because that is an image that you created.
So if that's how I want to be perceived, let me live. Like,
not on Tuskegee University campus.
Right, yeah. If you don't like it, go somewhere
And I
else.
respect that.
Yeah, that's fine. Just call it what it is. I think people generally do better with things when you just call it what it is than when you dress it up and make it about
And I think the reason why people feel the need to dress shit up is because you're constantly making things something that they're not. Again, saying that this is an attack on black culture. Sorry, no, it's not. It's an attack on what those things represent, and it is what it is. You cannot go out here, you cannot have, again, these ideas and images and things that you promote very heavily. And then turn around and say, how dare you see us that way? Are you insane?
I just wonder if it applies to all things,
Such as?
such as the way women dress.
Yes, it applies. We've had that discussion before too. Unfortunately, yeah, it does. And don't act like a man who sees a woman with her ass half out
Yeah,
doesn't look at that person different from someone.
Won't women argue that they should be able to wear whatever they want?
Again,
and be
there's the world as it should be, and
All
there's
right.
the
So
world as it is.
I'm just making sure we're not defending that.
Sure,
That
it should be that way.
Right, we're just saying across the board, if you like forgive the way it should be, everyone needs to accept the way things are and take what comes with it if you represent a certain thing, a certain.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. All right, cool.
And this is you'll
hear no pushback from me.
But that's absolutely how the world works.
Again, I know that. And I'm okay with that. I just don't think we do a good enough job across the board for all people of saying that. In some cases, we try to defend and make it okay, and it should be, and the should be means more than the way it actually the fuck is. And so I just think that, if we're saying that for everybody, you got my vote.
You make it sound like it isn't that way for everybody. I mean, we could all live in the land of make-believe if we want to, but the reality is...
I'm not talking about, I know what the reality is. I'm talking about what people will defend. That's all I'm saying.
They could defend all they want.
As long as you're not defending any of it...
You know that I don't.
Then I'm good.
You know that you know very well what I think about how anyone walks out looking like.
Right. Well, then that's what it's about. It's not about if you're prepared to learn or prepared to be successful or any of that. It's about how society is going to perceive you and therefore likely treat you. Cool.
It's the same, but it's the same thing as what a lot of black on social media TikToks. Black girls will do a lot of videos about what these dudes talk about. They want to see you natural. Be natural and wear your natural hair. Yeah, well, when I go out looking like this and they'll show them in their fro, whatever it goes, versus me wearing a wig or a weave, I get way more attention, in my unnatural state than I do natural. This is some of the argument. I don't know. This is what they are, argue. I don't know one way or the other. But again, it's how things people defend, like to your point, people defend how shit should be. Yeah. Guys probably are out there talking that shit, but when it comes down to it, no, they look at a certain thing and this is what they like versus. And again, we could sit here and argue about, well, that's the white American beauty standard. It doesn't fucking matter if it's right or wrong. That's the beauty standard. And yeah, does it need to be changed because it's very flawed? Yes. Because it's actually not the case for everyone. Not everyone does see things that way. But at the same time, yeah, unfortunately, that is what it kind of is. Yes, is it going to take a very long time to change these things if they change at all? Yeah, but how you walk and present yourself in the world is absolutely... People are going to look at you and automatically. I may never even exchange a word with you. I saw you in passing. I saw this person at the store, whatever. It doesn't matter. My first impression is what I see. And there's nothing wrong. It is very natural and it is human nature. People say get mad at stereotypes. Stereotyping is necessary because the brain cannot meet every individual and automatically say, yeah, it's very hard to do that. Just for our own defenses, we have to have stereotypes so that we understand how to approach shit in the world. We take offense to that, but that's actually just a natural human way of existing in society. How do we get along if we don't have rules, laws, standards?
So it doesn't bother you when you're stereotyped as a black woman, when you go to a doctor or a hospital and they think you can take more pain, or they look at you sideways and you're not really a medical professional, or you're a woman so you don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't bother you? You just
of course.
Stereotype me so you know how to deal with it.
It's no, it isn't cool, but it's not going to stop me from walking into that patient's room and saying, hi, I'm so-and-so with the hospital medicine team, and I'm doing whatever. So here's what, and I just go straight in. Like, you could look at me however you want to. That's not going to stop me. And as a result of me taking my stance and saying, I'm in the space I belong in. I don't care what you think. As a result of that, I've never actually gotten a response back as to, I want to see something. I have never once had a patient tell me, I want to see somebody else.
So what if I show up to class with my bonnet on in physics class, and I answer every question right? Like, I raise my hand, and I have the best participating. The professor's like, yo, I'm glad you're here because these other little fucks don't even participate.
You know what? And I'm the professor you're asking?
No, I'm just saying, just people.
At some point, absolutely. Right? And you know what? Eventually, depending on our ability, if I'm your professor, I got your point. If I'm your professor and eventually I respect you because of I am at some point going to pull you to the side.
And if I'm like,
if I care enough, and I'm going to say, you know what might come out of my mouth? You're too smart.
Too smart for what, professor?
To come around, like you are going to cut the world as it is.
Yeah, I'm not going to a job interview like
you are going to cut yourself short. Everyone's not going to care. Everyone's not going to care like that. They're going to continue to. You could be. Hey, we all. Rob. We all know that the promotion isn't going. The job and the promotion isn't always going to the smartest person or whatever. Be for real.
It doesn't matter how it does. It's still going to go to the white kid that's in the same fraternity as the VP. Yeah, doesn't matter.
I tell you who it absolutely ain't going to. The dude who keeps coming into my classroom with a fucking bonnet on.
You're wrong about me, though, because I'm in here and I'm learning. I'm not going to go to a job interview like that.
Well, if someone came to me, if someone, not necessarily, if I'm a professor, you're not listening. Because what I need to understand from you, which I'm not getting the perception from you, is, do you play ball? Do you play ball, right? Because you gave me a scenario. Can I finish? I'm taking your scenario. Shut the fuck up and let me say this. If I'm the professor, no.
It doesn't apply to everybody.
It does. If I'm a professor and I actually do research and projects outside of this, which a lot of professors are involved with, and I'm looking for people that I want to bring onto the team to do further research, whatever, I actually, I'm like, God, this one kid in my class is so smart. I'm just a little concerned about considering that kid for this opportunity because how they present themselves, that has to come along with it. So yeah, you may very well, you know as well as I do, in a lot of situations, you never know. You're constantly on an interview. We say that shit all the time when we have students that are coming into hospital and we're doing orientation precepting, not orientation precept. We're always just like, if you're stupid to think for 1 minute that you are not on an interview right now. Yeah, I understand you're in school and we're supposed to just be helping you out. You are absolutely on an interview right now and you don't know that. So yeah, as smart as you might be sitting in this classroom, I need to know if you know how to move in different rooms. You're not showing me that you do because you come into my fucking class looking like you're about to go to bed.
So you come in my class with that nasty fucking dirty hat on back.
They look the same at that kid too.
Torn up shorts and thong flip flops, but that's okay.
I don't know that
because I know you're gonna dress right.
Because what I may assume.
As a professor, are you pulling that kid aside?
What I may assume,
are you pulling that kid aside?
You have to understand. You're not listening. Can I answer the fucking question? I'm trying to. It's not yes or no. Let me explain. This is fucking reality. This is reality. And you acting like it's not, but it is. And you would do the same fucking thing. So please, if I'm looking at that kid, the one thing I may assume kid is he bums up in here, but he's been taught the right way. Because I bet you his fucking father don't dress like.
So this is specifically towards black kids then.
It's specific towards a situation I may not understand. Okay, or assumption that
you can wear a bonnet, but you can't wear fucking thong flip flops. Because in my class, you wear a bonnet. I assume when you go to if I invite you to a setting, you're gonna take the bonnet off and shape your head up or whatever you didn't feel like doing with your hair this morning. You're not gonna show up in khaki.
Imagine this. You show up to my class every single day with a bonnet on. I don't even know what the fuck is under that thing.
So what does it matter? My hair is my hair.
What do you mean?
I don't know if you
come on. See, you just be saying stupid shit that I can't even work with. What do you mean by that?
You want to make whatever assumptions and decisions and things you want to make, but other people make other ones and different ones. Like, so what are we talking about? So what my hair looks like determines if you're going to invite me, or is it the bonnet? So now you might have a problem with my actual hair when I take the bonnet off?
If your hair, I don't care what hairstyle you have. And again, you can act retarded like you always do if you want. But I don't care what hairstyle you have. It still has to be
because it doesn't rock with you. Right. So how do I know you know how to groom yourself if you show up every day ungroomed? How do I know that?
Again,
I don't.
I said that there will be assumptions that are likely made depending on how a lot of it has to do with depending on how. But again, if I'm a professor, especially if I'm a white professor and I don't understand.
So it is a white standard.
Is it a white standard or it's just the world? The country is still, Rob, we've already discussed that the country is still predominantly white. So you are going to come.
What kind of standard would it be called then?
You, if it was a white standard, you said.
I mean, no. I'm just bringing it back because again,
I said it was. I said that.
It is.
White standard, its own. But again, how often are we going to say white versus it just is what it is? Like, it's not necessarily white. I'm looking for you to be groomed.
Yeah,
I'm not looking. I don't care. Groomed. You can have dreads. Do they look neat?
I'm calling bullshit because no one shows up to class groomed. It's bullshit. We're only picking on the kids who we don't like what their ungroomed looks like. And it just so happens to be that they're... That's fine. Call it what it is.
I see your point. I just disagree.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, it is what it is. It's like...
If you think for 1 minute that you don't have to look the part, you are sadly mistaken.
Yeah, depending upon what you're doing.
You're in college. What are you here for if you wanted to do HVAC?
You look like a college kid. You look the part. Again, like, whatever.
Rob, whatever. You just say whatever. You eat. Go back to college. Go. Put yourself into a college setting, and you sit here and you tell me what you would think about a female who was rocking bonnets and pajamas and fucking slides every day versus someone who was
kids who were doing.
I didn't say think less of.
The bonnet.
I didn't say think less of. You're a peer. I'm talking about you being a peer, and you. What would you have thought? What would you? So you have two females to pick between that you trying to hit.
I'll pick at the party.
What party? I got a bonnet on my fucking head.
You're not coming to the party with a bonnet on.
Oh, so the party, I could get myself done up for the party.
Yeah, that's what all the kids do. Everybody gets done up for the party, not for class. Everybody.
Okay, so other than that, you're cool once we boot up, you're cool with me just walking around all the time with a fucking bonnet on my head.
I don't give a fuck. It doesn't bother me. I don't care.
Okay.
That's my personal thing. You care. Cool.
Well, know that you were up for hollering at bonnet head chicks, but okay.
Well, that's not what I said, but sure. Okay. I'm glad that you turned it into that, but...
I mean, you're saying
I'm not trying to holler at anybody who looks raggedy, whether they have a bonnet on their head.
Oh, wait, that looks raggedy. Thank you. You said I'm not trying to holler at someone who looks raggedy because a bonnet fucking looks raggedy.
Be dressed you could show up at the airport dressed perfectly fine, but have a bonnet on because you don't want to fuck your hair up on the airplane. It doesn't make you look raggedy.
Pajamas and slides and a bonnet, depending on what you look like, looks raggedy. You know, I'm glad you brought that word up because that shit does look raggedy.
Shit looks raggedy.
I said chicks with bonnets, and you jumped to raggedy.
And I said no one raggedy. I didn't say just bonnets. I said no one raggedy.
Okay,
right?
well,
okay.
You did say that, but what you essentially said was the bonnet looks raggedy.
Say that. No, I didn't. I didn't essentially say anything.
Okay, then why did you come up with that?
Because
I didn't
what
say
I
raggedy.
was saying was, you said whatever. What I was saying is what I wouldn't holler at anybody raggedy, and the bonnet doesn't make it raggedy. The bonnet isn't the determining factor of raggedy.
Okay.
That's it. And to you it is, and that's fine. Okay.
Okay, I think that, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I don't. I mean, I know that you don't. I know that you don't judge to that extent. I do know that. But I don't think you're being honest about what you would find attractive and not attractive, and to say that
there's a lot of shit that I wouldn't find, that I don't find attractive, and it doesn't start and stop with a fucking bonnet. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot of things that I think are bummy, and there's a lot of things that I think are dressed down. There's a lot of things I think look dirty. There's all kind of shit, and bonnet isn't what pops in my mind. Right? That's all I'm saying. So to me, I just find it, whatever you want to call it, that we have isolated those things for any other reason than what you acknowledged 20 minutes ago.
So the next time we go out, I'm wearing a bonnet.
Represents, okay, I don't give a fuck. You think I'm going to care? I don't give a fuck. That's the thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. All right. You're so full of shit. So you're telling me that you don't feel okay. Stop. You're telling me that you wouldn't feel different out with me with a bonnet on versus when my hair is done with whatever, we look good to get with those two things.
I don't think about that shit. I don't think about things that way. You have to be comfortable. You come out. You just said this the other day when you were talking about how the kids think putting jeans on is getting dressed. You were like, Rob doesn't give a fuck what I put on. Right, so like you do know that about me. So like stop acting like all, you know what I mean? Again, your beef is particularly with the bonnet, and I'm gonna get a T-shirt made down here while I'm at the beach. I'm gonna find me some T-shirt to get made. That is like, yo, that's something. Like the three being like bum bitches in bonnets or something like that, because you have a beef, and that's cool. Like I don't like when men wear flip-flops, right? Like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has their things. I just wish that we would do a better job saying to our kids or saying to our people. And this goes back to, like, the conversation we had a couple weeks ago about how, you know, upper-class white people do a better job of cutting off their lower middle income and lower income relatives and friends. Because they just ain't with that shit.
Yeah,
right?
really?
And as a community, blacks, it's family's family. Your drunk uncle, your dope fiend cousin, right? Like, it's all, like, you don't disown them, right? And so that's all I'm saying is, like, because I think the kids, I'm not saying, like, it's wrong, right? Like, I'm just saying, like, they're not going to learn the intended lesson or get the message if you don't tell them what it's really about.
But they're
if
also
you dress it up like it's something it's not, and you say to kids, you got to come to class prepared.
They're
prepared.
This is a very
we're trying to draw a line.
This is a very
between
I hear you.
Mainstream black.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you, but we are dealing with entitled generations who. So what you for? Can I just? God damn it! Can I just say something?
No, go back.
We're dealing
because you cut me off a lot and talk over me a lot.
We're dealing
so whiny about it.
With entitled generations, so it also is a disservice to them if we also keep pushing this as an attack on black culture.
Again, I didn't say that. Them that you need to tell them and show them the difference between what you consider mainstream black culture and the subsections and the hood culture and whatever else. They need to be taught that, or just like any other generation of kids, it's just going to seem like the old people not liking our new style. Just like with rock and roll and with hip hop and every other generational thing and change has been different. Every generation thinks the next generation is entitled. World War II, the fucking baby boomers thought we were. And it goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. I'm just saying, if we want it to not only to change, but if you want the kids to understand and to learn what the point of it is, you gotta shoot them straight and tell them, we're telling you this because when you walk out looking like that, people think you're part of one of those team takeovers. Whether it's right or wrong, and that's who you are or who it isn't, that's what this is about. It's not about whether or not you're ready to learn Bio 101. It doesn't matter how you dress. If you're not there to learn and aren't going to do the work, you're not going to. This isn't about bio class. This is about how the world perceives you and how they in turn perceive me as one of your people, and I don't like being perceived that way, so we need to do a better job. We need to teach and tell them that. Period.
Yeah, but I think that, but they also need to understand that it is not, in my opinion, and I've already said this, it is not white people's fault for associating these things the way that they do. That is strictly that onus belongs to the black community alone, because and exactly, that's exactly why, but that's what I'm saying, it's not a black culture thing versus a white culture. There is a standard that we are all agreeing to say this is what we agree that is a standard for whatever reason, just to be out in society, to a professional culture, whatever you want to call it. This is what we are all agreeing on as a human society, this is what we're doing. And there's nothing, I think people are just are trying to just so far remove the human from what is natural to do in order to coexist. And yeah, no, I agree with you. Sure, there are some there are plenty of females who wear the bonnet for the purpose that the bonnet is for. But there are some people who, I mean, I'm like, damn, do you ever not have some shit on your head? What do you look like? And why do you feel the need to always come out looking like this? I don't understand. Do I understand the one off? I remember the other morning, I put the bonnet on my head because I had my, curly, whatever. I didn't want that to get messed up for the next day, whatever. Got a bonnet. And I was like, oh, I got to take the dogs out just literally for 2 seconds to take them out. I said, I swear to God, I didn't want to take it off. I said, I swear, I hope nobody comes by. And that's literally just me taking the dogs out in the neighborhood. No, because that's how I feel. You look like you should just be back in your house. Or go and no, I do think that I'm sorry. There should be a again. I'm not saying that it should be a judgment on your character or whatever, but it's going to be, and that's the reality. So I'm in favor of the dress code policy, and I wish we could make community. I wish we could have a county policies to just stop this, because and again, do I understand the one-off time where it was nasty weather outside, I wanted to be, I get that, we did that when we were younger too. You went to get your hair done, you did the doobie and pins, right? And you put your scarf on, whatever, you didn't want your hair to get messed up. I get that. But every single day, it's like we're back in colonial times where the headdress was normal gear, a normal attire. No. And so that's that. I think that's all there is to say about that. And hey, people adhere to it. They adhere to it. They don't. They don't. They understand the rationalization behind it. They do or they don't.
I think they do understand it.
But I think it is a huge disservice to continue to push the idea that it's because white people are attacking Black culture. No. Tuskegee University that's a Black institution. No.
Well, you don't even really get to say anyway because you don't even really identify as Black.
Kiss my ass all the way. And for whatever the reason, you could call me biracial, you could call me not Black, you can call me whatever you want. I don't really care. My position stands on that. And I don't disagree with it at all. And I think the more we continue to be on this, I guess people would say this woke shit, that everything is supposed to take offense to it and everything is no, it just like be so for real. Like at some point this shit is just ridiculous. And that's that. Any ending comments? I don't think I have anything else to say on that.
No, I don't want to cut you off.
Well, I have nothing to say. If you have nothing to say, then thanks again for listening to our take on the dress code policy, bonnets and the like. Yeah, tune in next time. Doobie and Pins again with your hosts, Jen and Rob.